trash truck still out there. Probably it turns around. Uh, we're at the end of a road, and they come in and turn around in our yard. I tell them it's fine if you want to turn around in my yard. Uh, they, they tell them to back all the way up the street, because not to turn around. I said, you turn around in my yard. I drove a truck before. I know how hard it is to back one of them big trucks like that. But anyway, I told them I went out there one day and told them just uh, it's fine with me if you want to turn around in my yard. It backs in and turns around and go back up. But they used to just have to back all the way up the road there, because they were told it was supposed to, But it's fine with me. But anyway, I don't want to talk about that all the trash truck all day. God love them. They do a necessary job. And they're real nice. I go out there and talk with them every once in a while. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about. I left off on my other video about we were talking about flat tires that prove God. And I left out one. I think I'm gonna put the flat tire in every video. Flat tires that prove God exist, and then dash dash dash. To me, in other words, some of the ones that don't believe in God might want to come on and disagree with me and think that's kind of ridiculous, flat tire proving God. But I left out one. My dad Dad had a brand new car. We were going down to on a little vacation with my sister, just me and my dad, and my sister was already there at this place down in Gulf Shores. I think it was Gulf Shores, yeah. And we I drove. He was in his 90s, early 90s, and I was in my 60s, and we were going down there, and I was driving most of the time, and I began to notice when we pulled off at one of these Alabama state rest areas. I looked down and there the tire was going down, and I said, and he had one of these little pumps in the car, little things you plugged in the thing, and I pumped it up, but it kept going down pretty fast. And so I pumped it up, and we tried to make it to the next big town to a place to get if you had to get a tire, but and we hated to do it because that tire cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I don't know, but those big 18-inch tires, I think, and we hated to have to do a brand new tire. And I didn't want to have to put the donut on or whatever they have up on that trunk. We had a trunk full of stuff. No, I didn't want to have to do that, But anyway, so I'm driving. I'm trying to make it to the next town, but we're not going to make it. So I had to pull off up this in the middle of nowhere. I'm talking about in the middle of nowhere. And I pull over off the interstate. It was an exit. And there was a big cow pasture out there. And there was an aluminum building. I thought it was kind of a tractor shed or something like that. But places where but we pulled up there and turned around. I'm sitting under this big oak tree, pretty pasture, uh, uh, nice, pretty pasture, cows everywhere. I thought we was in the country, and I was gonna have to get in there and put that donut on, and because I didn't even have my tire patch kit with me, I figured, Daddy can handle it with a brand new car. We was gonna handle it, brand new tires too. But what happened was got out, and I walked over there to that shed, and it said, "This is a miracle." It says, "Call this number." I stay in my house. It was it turned out to be a tire place. He had a tire place and a little shop and did everything. It looked like he did everything, but I didn't notice. It looked like just a big metal farm building out there. And he says, "I live at the I live back in the sign told us that he lived back in the way back on this road, and he comes when people call, and he gives the number, and I'm not sure if it was anyway, he gave the number, and we called, and he comes riding up this. He got through the pasture way back on the other. His house was way back on the other end of this pasture, and he would come if it had any business. He was kind of retired. He was really retired. He comes and he says, "I just had my heart surgery, and I can't do much." And he opens up this shed, and it's full of everything you would, if worse came to worse, we could have got a new tire, but we didn't want to have to spend several $100s on a new tire. But when it was just a little nail hole on this one, so I didn't have my plug kit, and he looks at the thing, and he said, "Well, I think I could." Well, he was just going to plug it, but he couldn't do it because he had a heart. He just had some kind of a heart surgery, and I I said, "Well, let me try it." So I get down there. And usually, I tell you what, he didn't have my I have a one of those things that go that way. Have a grip on it. Where you can shove it in and everything. He didn't have the kind of plugs I use anyway. Usually, I grease it up a little bit. But anyway, that wasn't working with that plug. He had a little bitty one like that, and he didn't usually do it that way anyway. A plug. He used a patch. He says, "Well, that's not going to work." And he could do it better with his health, his condition, by using his machine. So he takes it off real quick. He has a power tool. Hey, baby cake. Hey, baby cake. I'm gonna have to stop and get a bop for the baby. But look, I want to finish this story. Uh, Uh, so we give it the number a call, and he comes up there and he's got everything under the sun. So we figure, well, he got it made now, and so but he can't do it because of his heart condition. But anyway, he took it off. He could do it with all his equipment. Broke down, took the tire off, and put a patch on the bottom on the inside. And we sat there and heated it up and put a patch, and he was a real conscientious man, wanted to do a good job. He got through. He didn't charge about $7, $8 to do that, and real friendly. And we get back on the road, and we go all the way to Florida, and we have a vacation. Well, we stopped after we got to the big town. We stopped and checked the tire prices for a new one, but it was outrageous. But they kept that plug, and that plug stayed in that tire. Well, it was really a patch on the inside. That's the way they do them. It lasted just as long as the other tires did. But we wanted to tell that man thank you. And when we got home, after we came all the way back home, we had a vacation and came back home. Wanted to tell him thank you. And so we called him back up. He didn't know who we were. We called that same number and called him back up. And we were telling him, he was like, he started out like, well, I didn't think he started out well, when that plug didn't last. He thought the plug didn't last. He was worried about it not staying put, and we had to convince him that we wasn't there to chew him out, because I guess other people have done that. We had to convince him that we was there to thank him. And that we just thank him that God had placed him in our path. That's what we thanked him for. But it threw him off that we would call back and thank him for being there. Plus, he didn't charge but $7, $8. He just had a heart surgery. And but you tell me that the aid of God putting that little place out there in the middle of nowhere just to show us that he was God. Well, that's one of my favorite flat tires that prove God. And just want to put that on this little old short video. But anyway, I got to go get the grandbaby a bye-bye. And but just wanted to tell y'all this one thing. No two things. uh, Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God. And everyone that loves, did you catch that, brothers and sisters? Everyone that loves, that loveth, is born of God and knows God. But anyway, peace and love from this old boy down here in Alabama.